We're standing on the field of Shiloh, the battlefield of Shiloh in southwestern Tennessee. A landscape in which two-day struggle in the Civil War occurred in April of 1862. It's a national military park managed by the National Park Service and National Park System, set aside in 1894 by the generation that fought the battle, that fought the Civil War. If you were to drop that generation on this landscape, they would know exactly where they were and be able to tell you the experiences that they had here on April 6th, 7th of 1862. Fire! Shiloh is truly a gut-wrenching battle. From the inside, Shiloh must have looked like Armageddon. 110,000 participants in the fight, the first such large titanic battle of a war. It will be a bloodbath, a carnage on both sides. Fire! Casualties will be immense. Entire organizations will disappear in the 2 days of fighting. Even officers who might have had previous combat experience were not prepared for what they saw at Shiloh. Men blown to pieces, entire sections totally eliminated. These were casualties this nation had never seen, experienced, or even anticipated would unfold in the war that was now waging throughout the country.
In 2 days of fighting here on Shiloh Hill, the total Union and Confederate casualties, 23,746.
And it sent shockwaves into every community, every home, north and south.
General Grant really had a health and a sanitation issue. Getting those men buried as quickly as possible was paramount in his mind. It is only after the war that people start wanting to remember the sacrifice of the men that fell here at Shiloh, both north and south. Our nation's first national cemeteries are a direct result of the Civil War, and Shiloh, here overlooking the Tennessee River, is certainly one of the more serene. Many people say one of the prettiest of those.
But for those that participated in it, it always had a special place. And a battle of this magnitude clearly had a life-changing effect on these soldiers.
They wanted their Congress to set this land aside so that the land would always be preserved. That is a charge we still have today, to preserve their memory, preserve the history of the battle here on the ground it occurred.
I came to Shiloh Battlefield because it's 11/11/11. That happens once in a lifetime. The kids said, "Mama, we need to do something," so we came to Shiloh.
There's probably bodies that were buried all over this park that were not found, that are still on this park. And to me, the entire park is hallowed ground from that reason.
The Civil War is the most important single event in our nation's history. The men that fought were fighting for decisions about how the country would develop and what we would become.
Places like this mean a lot to me because of where our country's going. I want my children to know that there are people that have given their life for causes and things that they believe so strongly about.
This is a battleground that we're on. Everything we've been about has been walking across battleground where there have been soldiers fighting for their lives. And that's something that we take for granted too many times. So we need to remember the sacrifice that they took on that day and that year.